All right, everybody. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I want to make sure we're all sensitive to everybody's time. We have a lot to talk about, but wanted to fit everything in within 30 minutes as promised. So what we wanted to do quickly for everyone's on, again, there may be some beeps as people join, but I think we have a number of folks already ready to go. So let's start with this. As an introduction, just want to welcome everybody. This is Jeff Hill. I am president and founder of eTekhnos. And our unique story when it comes to everyone on this call is UBA Partner Firm, which is our focus as eTekhnos. Most of the people who haven't met me before, our story is I work for Resource Financial Group in Austin. That was the founding firm and creator of UBA, along with another firm in Indianapolis and called the Casio and Dennis. They're still the founding UBA partner. So I was building the employee benefit center and the online enrollment and all the technology tools for our own agency in Austin. And then UBA was kind of the idea within our office in LHD. And in 2002, as most people know, UBA started. And I moved over to be the director of technology for UBA. So it was really cool during those first years of UBA being on the original staff. I traveled the country for the most part, visiting firms and getting to know and spending a day with them because the owners and the principals would go to a UBA meeting and get really excited and fired up, and sometimes we time at their own office to be able to show to the staff all these great resources. We all know with the Wisdom Network just has so many things you can have access to. So I would teach about the Employee Benefits Center, HR Insider, online enrollment. We helped pick Benefits Connect back in 03, and a lot of these different great tools. And from the beginning, every day we've been talking to benefit firms. Overwhelmingly, I would get requested, I'd meet with firms and I'd go check on them months later, and they would have trouble enacting or engaging some of these different tools we talk about because, we're all in UBA similar size and staff, and everyone's busy, everyone's full-time. So I left and created eTekhnos in 05 to help member firms that I had met all those years, and became the hands-on approach, being able to help you build your website or your social media, or in cases of technology, employee benefit centers or online enrollment, these different things that you may have a need, but not always the manpower. So we always like to stand in the gap and help benefit firms wherever they need it. So sometimes they use us while somebody's out on maternity leave, or they hired someone that left and moved on, or it made a lot more sense, of course, sometimes to have us just build the benefit sites for them rather than put that on somebody else. So when it comes to marketing, it's something we've done from day one, and the uniqueness of us knowing all the resources available to you as a UBA firm is a huge advantage. Even more impactful for us when I talk to a member firm, of course, is that we only do benefit websites. So one of the unique things that we get to do and share with you, having built over 110 websites that are just for benefit agencies through the years, that means we have this weird portfolio no other web designer would ever have, but it's really unique advantage for us. We can write the content, we can guide you on industry trends, and it's really cool to just have a filter that is just benefit. So there's a lot of technology that comes out that just doesn't apply to us in employee benefits. It's for maybe other businesses that sell online and sell widget spinners. You might do a lot of things different if you want to do things like that where you sell or market. Compared to us, we're very relational. We're very referral based. As we all know, we all try different things as agencies to get new business from lots of different avenues, but it always boils back down to it's referrals and relationships overwhelmingly. And we're big on making your website and social media and your whole content brand as an agency be reflective of that. Create more opportunities for a relationship or a referral. So that's the way we look through things. And having this unique access to UBA and all the content that you have available, this was an opportunity to show just kind of a show and tell session of different ways firms are using UBA content, resources, give you good ideas of other ways that you could be using these content, and of course, along with everything else that you're doing as an agency and your strategy. We'll talk about the most common ways that member firms find success and content posting, and a lot of it has to do with UBA resources available to you. We really take a lot of pride in helping firms really feel good about utilizing all that they have available to them as an agency. So let's do this. What we're going to do is we're going to look at kind of the three pillars when it comes to agency marketing and how UBA content can be infused in all of these. Very first thing we're going to talk about is of course, your website. The first thing they should always make sure is do a quick audit or review of your own website and make sure it passed some of the common sense tests that, honestly, people don't look at their website very much. Sometimes they want to look at it when somebody emails them and say, hey, by the way, that link doesn't work or the button doesn't work. And it shows you that somebody does look at your website, but it also might remind you it's been a while since you looked at it. And it's really important to also know all your online brand, all your opportunities to use the social media. A real successful strategy almost always relies on getting content out in the world, but then it directs someone back to your website. So if you post on Facebook, they don't see the whole article on Facebook. They link on it, click on it, and they come back and they land on your website, maybe on your blog page. We'll look at that. But it also gives them a chance. Now they're on your website, so they can see other things. They can learn other things about your firm. And more importantly, they get a second opportunity or a really good impression of your agency just from the homepage. So we're real big when we build a website for a member firm. We first say, hey, we're going to do everything we can in the initial to worry about the homepage only. Let's make sure that everything is spot on when somebody lands on your website, because we know that people aren't there, again, to buy things. They are there clicking on, visiting your website from, like we said, maybe a social media post, but maybe you swap in business cards, an email signature that says click here to see our website. You sponsor something. We all know that people do look at your website, and in our world and benefits, they are looking to get an impression of you and your agency. Is it a site that hasn't been looked at for a long time? Creates an impression. We all know that feeling when we're just surfing the web, on our own, and you're looking for something, you click on a site, and without even thinking or having to even describe it even for a second, you just click back on your browser button and go to the next option. There was an impact made on you, good or bad. So we make sure that every site that we work on and make sure firms do that quick audit, say, are the images up to date? Is the navigation easy to go through? Does the site have an introduction about what do we do? What is it that we do for a living, so people don't have to dig or click 2 times to see, oh, they do employee benefits? Is the logo up to date? Do you have social media? Are the icons visible? And since a lot of people like to go to your website sometimes just to get your phone number or email, or of course go look at pictures of you. I mean, we do that, personally in social media. People do it for agency websites. We have those stats that show what people click on. Again, it's another element of the audit, making sure you have some way to track visitors, where they came from, and what they're clicking on. Because you'll find some interesting things. You'll see people will be clicking on maybe pages you hadn't thought about, but whether it's a lot of it has to do with contacts and seeing pictures of people or getting their email and phone number. We are big proponents of having it very visible up on top. So if they are going to your website, they shouldn't have to look hard for it. They can get your phone number or address, whatever the case may be. So this is also a really easy opportunity to see where you just do a quick review of your site and look and see what things need to be updated as if you were a visitor. And then think about it on the second side of everything you do is a digital brand creation, or adding content to your Facebook, whatever it might be, or your blog or LinkedIn, whatever those things might be. If they ultimately have an opportunity for someone to click on that and land and see it here, know that you're creating traffic. And other good things to be thinking about when you look at a website, of course, overwhelmingly now member firms are using sites and styles of websites that are more reflective of them as an agency. That's the overwhelming feel that we get with firms that we build or rebuild their website is, you know what, it just never felt like us. It was too static, or it felt like a CPA's or a wealth management site, not as much of us, which is more personable, and we're low key or things like that. Amcorp was a great example, saying our website didn't feel like us at all. Felt like my dad's CPA firm or something like that, but not us. We're a lot more casual. We wanted to have pictures of our team and our staff, the way we look and the way we appear personally. So these are the kind of things. Also, you can see a lot of these sites now have the most recent style is called long page design, and it's built for easy digestion, right? It's built for people to scroll and see different areas about their site. It's built for smartphones, tablets. The mobile viewing of websites is obviously something that's not just something you should consider. It is a basic building block of a website of being mobile optimized. So so visitors can see it, because we know the stats are growing every year of how many people visit websites from a smartphone or tablet device. So these are all really great opportunities to look and review and see if those things are taking advantage of it. UBA has a very clear roadmap where they help member firms also say, hey, I would like guidance on the language and the text of UBA and the UBA Advantage, the logos, where to place them, and we're having a big rollout probably in September with UBA and eTekhnos of helping you gather content, helping you utilize these things even better and make it to where you feel more and more comfortable and able to share some of these great resources. So that's another big element, as everybody on the phone is UBA partner firms. Then where the logo goes, obviously, is a differentiator and standout element that has a home on website. So do the website, check and audit and see where you're at with that. Connect, and hopefully it's small changes. Maybe we have a lot of firms now asking us just to mobile optimize their site without having to completely redesign it. That's always an option on there. So do those things. And let's do shifting gears again, just being mindful of time. We also want to show you the other things is now once your website's up, what most people look at and most benefit firms are talking about and how to leverage UBA content is content on your social media and your blog. So the easy way that we look at social media and content for your agency is to look at what things, a mix of type of content that would generate some sort of, we call it an interaction, a like, a comment, a share, something that you know that somebody was able to see that, all right? And so one of the things that we advise benefit firms on, whether we help them with it or not, is to make a mix of the type of content that you're sharing on your social media. And the easiest way to think about it is when we're always talking about this is a relational, referral-based industry, then that is the filter that you can look at as you post content. Yes is a perfect home for us to add compliance and ACA and newsletters and all these great resources. If you go in your ad ease, you'll see, you guys know you have a lot of content from UBA RSS feeds and blogs, as well as the ad ease program has a wealth of content like webinar invites and newsletters. Perfect example of things that you can be posting to your social media, blog, email blast, that whole opportunity to proactively send out content. The other way we look at it is put as many opportunities as you can, encourage your staff to find ways or look for opportunities where you're out in the community, at events with your clients, at a UBA meeting like Matt Byrne here is, a simple snapshot. If you don't want to take a selfie, which, you know, we're always going to joke with people that if you could have a selfie stick everywhere you go and taking great pictures, you would have awesome response on your social media, but we know that's not going to happen as much. But getting pictures, taking it of somebody else presenting, most of the content posts that we create is a client sending us an email and just says, hey, here's a picture we took, or I'm at this event and I'm here with such and such, and we go write it up and get the images. And even if you didn't send us a picture, we could go to the event, and you could as well. Say you went to a SHRM conference or a UBA meeting. Well, hey, you know what? We went, we forgot, we didn't even post about it. It's not too late. Go back and grab some of the images from the, you know, the UBA site or the SHRM site or whoever put on whatever type of golf event or charity event. You can always find, even if it's just the logo. What's really great to keep in mind, not just posting, but anytime you can post and tag other people in the picture. So if you're at a event, you can see this, another good example they did just before that one, at an annual fundraiser, and you use hashtags, or you know the people in the picture, friend them first, tag them into the thing. Overwhelmingly, you'll get more responses, more shares, which is really cool, because if you tag somebody and they love it, every company that sees their name at an event tagged by someone else will share it if they're active on social media. And that is where you realize you are getting shared on a much larger network of people that you don't know. So if you went to Kaleidoscope's annual fundraiser, took a picture, tagged them, and Kaleidoscope says, hey, this is a really good picture of one of our members, we're going to share it on our social media. Now everybody who's following Kaleidoscope, for example, will now see this. Now that is a great way to see burn and burn in the community at events to a lot of people that had never met them before. So what's great about that kind of attitude is just to know that it's really the most personable way of sharing social media. It is usually what makes people click and like it the most, and you have so many ways to use that type of content. So we're always big on trying to either add a bullet point to your, if it's a weekly staff meeting or a monthly staff meeting or a sales marketing meeting, somebody to bring up the question, hey, did anybody go somewhere last month or any events coming up that we can take a picture or grab a logo or add to social media? We get emails all the time from that type of stuff that we help for UBA firms. Try that on your own, because you'll see it will get far more responses than the industry really helpful news. Employee spotlights, there's another example of that. Employee spotlights are really easy because it lets you highlight someone, let them know they're doing an awesome job, gives them something to share and be proud of, and their mom forwards it and shares it and shares it on their profile, all those kind of things you might see. But it's also a great way, an easy way for to highlight somebody doing a great job on your company. We also have a lot of firms that will help them do the client spotlight. Say, hey, client, we'd love to do a quick spotlight on the unique things you're doing at your company. We're proud of the benefit package that we created with you. Do you mind if we have you guys, featured in something we want to do on our social media? They're always going to say yes. You're going to be able to get an opportunity to maybe you write up a simple outline. We have a content writer on staff here at eTekhnos, so a lot of times we'll write the first paragraph or two and then send it to a client and say, can you edit or change this, or let them do it? Any of those things, we're just trying to give you ideas of how to really repurpose really great content. And again, a good social media campaign is also in a lot of different areas. Most firms, the big three is LinkedIn, of course, but then Facebook and Twitter, because of your employees and your staff may be far more engaged on Facebook than LinkedIn, as well as Twitter is still super popular. So having that same employee spotlight or that same picture or event on your website, your blog, and then repurpose it on your Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, just if those were the kind of 5 areas that all your content goes, then you have such a great wide net of opportunities to create opportunities to somebody for a relationship, and that's what we're going for. The other thing to bring this up is a great spot to go. Remember also, the webinar invite is a great example to know that anything you can do to build an audience all this time, right? There's a lot of different elements of what's great about consistently posting on your digital brand. It is your logo's out there regular, your content's out there, you're getting people interacting. These are all great. You're building a following. And why do we build a following? Is that ultimately we need to invite, we need to engage these people often as we can. So similar to us sending you a webinar invite, I know so many firms use the webinar series for that. These things that a couple times a year that you proactively say, great, join us. And we have a lot of firms. Here's one, let's see if it's still up. Benapro has this great breakfast with the pros that they do. And if you look at a number of UBA firms, you'll see there's a lot of different versions. Hurl does this Hurl 60 seminars. You can name it. You can logo, brand your regular webinars or lunch and learn series, or just piggyback on the UBA webinar series and make sure you really market it. So sometimes it's easy to just put it on your social media or on your RS feed and say, hey, here's our next webinar. But then there's also the elements of being able to really focus on a certain thing. So like Johnson & Dugan right now, we made an Eventbrite page, kind of like you guys registered for ours, for their webinar series. The webinar isn't anything particularly different than other webinars, but with a little extra focus on 2 or 3 social media posts, a couple of email blasts. Go to the registration page, because we learned on one of the examples is one of the first emails that went out, it actually said, hey, just email me. One of the producers sent it out on their own. Go, just email me if you want to attend. And sometimes that's a little, we know customers or clients may not want to directly contact someone. They want to go to a kind of anonymous way of attending a webinar. Eventbrite pages are really inexpensive or free to create, so it's a really good example of how to do that. So the overwhelming part of that is just remembering that we're creating a great audience and opportunity. We all know that when you do run into people, half the time they won't like or comment or share social media, but they'll have seen it and they'll talk to you about it. I can't tell you how often that happens for us, even eTekhnos. I go to UBA conference, how many people say, hey, I remember seeing you doing your I'm big on student ministry and music, and so people say, hey, I saw that, I love that video. They didn't like it, they didn't share it, they didn't tell anybody else about it, but they knew about it and updates. So remembering that your social media out there is making connections and relationships, and give people an opportunity in varying ways to interact with you. So webinars, invite to the coffees, go to events. We have a lot of firms where they do happy hours or they do baseball games, whatever it may be, things where you say, hey, the first 10 people to like our page will take you to an event or a happy hour, whatever it is. These are things that get people to click on and go to. So try that. We're really big at eTekhnos of doing that together with a firm, of trying different things to see what fits your market and your clientele. It's a lot of fun to go through that. So when it comes to the site and social media and content, just know that one of the things that's also people forget or they don't take enough advantage of, kind of like a UBA, is you possibly have other content that you would like to share, or vendor or technology or just industry partners that you can pull from. So when we build a website for someone, we actually sit down and go, all right, what are you also subscribing to, or what other content? Think HR, HR 360, Employee Navigator, whatever it is, UBA, what technology tools, what might be using. Know that your website can make a great home for these things, but also knowing these are areas for content opportunities. So say you're a big, let's say Employee Navigator user. Well, they have a new feature that came out last month. Well, taking a feature of a new technology and just reminding clients and prospects that, hey, we're big on HR technology. We'll help you with enrollment. And throwing, hey, this, let's just say it was a mobile app. This new mobile app with a screenshot. Don't forget, here at Megro, we believe in online enrollment and paperless enrollment. If you've never taken a demo to take a look at it, let us know, right? Taking an update, but then using an opportunity to remind people that you do these things. So the Ad Ease or HR Insider, all these different resources you have inside UBA, these are all great examples of that. We make a lot of videos, we make a lot of content on tools that you have available to you. We have an EBC video, an EBC rollout, an HR Insider introduction, reminding that we have a lot of folks that we all have that challenge of technology tools or resources we've given to our clients, and then we wonder how often do they open it up, or how often do they access it. Well, a big help for that is use your social media, use your content marketing as a reminder to your own groups and your own clients. Hey, don't forget, this great piece that I'm sharing came from HR Insider. Or if you guys need an update to your new, handbook template, whatever it is, all these things have these great features. They make great content for your website, your blog, and social media. So trying to give you all sorts of ideas to looking for opportunities, so you're not maybe always just posting certain topics or certain articles. And that's the last thing I'm going to kind of show some examples real quickly, is also reminding to vary up in any opportunity you can the type of content you do, not just in topic, but in media. So we have, I think we mentioned, we have a content writer at eTekhnos, and her job is to 2 or 3 times a month, we write custom pieces, not somebody else's article, but we write. So here's an example of a custom piece we wrote. So it's really cool to have that available to us. We write member firm websites and all these good things. But even we realize on our side, no matter how great some of our articles are, it's still an article. And so what we're starting to do, and we've done already, we did a really great piece on telemedicine about maybe 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. All of our member firms that we do their web and marketing for, we branded it, put it on there as a content post. But then we also have started making video animated versions of even our own eTekhnos content. So like I said, we do this for a lot of UBA tools already, a lot of topics. I'll show you our YouTube channel has almost 50 different templates that are available for firms when we help with them. It's a really good example of taking and a reminder. We will click on a video far more often than we will sometimes click on an article, even if it's just a one click. So we are already finding and reminding even ourselves, we like I said, we're proud of our custom articles, but then we also have to remind ourselves, let's repurpose even that same content, make it animated, add some background music, really clear, easy to digest content, and it gets more clicks and more likes. So it's a reminder to us and for us as we post generally about one custom video like this for all the member firms, the partner firms UBA that we work with. It's just because we know how often video gets shared and clicked on. So the topic, the ability to make animated videos has gotten less and less expensive, easier to do. And so really looking at that, infographics, pictures, all these things that you can look at to just try to go, hey, how can we share good content, but maybe, I know it's hard to not do articles and links, and we all do it, but what really helps even people click on those articles and links is having a mix of different type of media. So look for it. A lot of vendors will have a video animated or just some sort of video for their products. So another example of how to tap into great content that you get the brownie points for, but you're sharing. So say, again, Play Navigator or Think HR and UBA coming out with videos for their products. It's something that you would love your clients to know. Well, they almost always are available for you to share, or you might have to ask for permission with some vendors. Other ones, they might just have it on their YouTube channel, which knows you can share that without any worry. If somebody has it on YouTube, you can share it, or Vimeo. It's built for it, and they're very excited for you to do it. So once again, maybe a video on a certain topic, you tag it, you put that vendor's hashtag or connect them, even though it's for you, they might share it on their network. So these are all these little tips and tricks of how you can take great content from UBA, vendors, wherever it might be, and mix it up on how it's digested by your clients. They will mention they've seen the video, they may share it, they may save it. It really makes a big impact. And that mix of great industry, personable, your agency active and involved in the community, at events, employee spotlights, vendor resources like that, and then when you mix it up in different content, you really have a great start of really great content and getting opportunities to, again, grow your network, grow your audience, and then engage them. Give them an opportunity for somebody to go find you and visit you and convert that into some sort of relationship. So with that, we'll take a break. Just about a minute to go. I wanted to not let it go over. You should have the opportunity to chat if you'd like. You also can just hop on the microphone. There's a number of us on, but not so many that you can't unmute and ask a question. So I'll take a second and let me know if you have any questions. And yes, Kelly, I saw your message. Thanks. Glad you could hear.